We're at Monk's Cross on the northern outskirts of York, and behind me work is progressing on the new home for York City Football Club. It's a long way from Bootham Crescent, both geographically and architecturally. So what do the fans think about leaving Bootham Crescent, and how will the location of the new stadium affect their matchday routines?
Well, we need to move because we're too old. The ground's too old. The facilities are ridiculous for a club York size, but we don't want to move because of we've been here 80, 90 years. But we have to move because it has to happen. But not happy really. I'd rather stay here. But
I can see both sides of it, to be fair. Obviously, it's great with it being local, obviously close to the city. There's a lot of people that obviously come on the train and just walk to the ground, where when you move out to the new stadium it's not going to be that easy to get out. But when you look at the current stadium, it's costing far too much for the upkeep and repairs all the time, where the new stadium is going to be so much up to date. But that's the problem, it's out of the city, so like local places like here where we come for that sort of this time and spend a bit of time in here, and it's cheaper sort of drinks and everything like that. When you're going to move out to the new stadium, you're going to be paying stadium costs.
Bootham Crescent is just over there, and we're a matter of metres away from it, 75 metres from the from the club.
So the club's been here longer than the football club?
Oh God, yeah. Our club's been here nearly 100 years or so. The football club came over to Bootham Crescent in, I think, 1932, so we've been here a lot longer. Unfortunately, we're going to miss the trade the football generates into our club, in excess of £20,000 a year.
All day, your routine on a match day at Monk's Cross, how do you envisage that?
no one don't know.
Whether there's going to be a sort of bar or what in there, and what time it's going to open, how much it's going to cost. And then parking's the big one, because nearby obviously you've got the shopping centres which have all got signs up saying there's a 3-hour limit on match days, so that's not going to give you time to go in before, get the sort of atmosphere, have a drink, have a chat with all your friends.
If you're not going to be able to go into the ground till 2 o'clock and the facilities aren't going to be up till 2 o'clock, it's pointless for us. We like to come in and it's a match day atmosphere, not just football. It's everything what you do around it as well. We don't know. We'll just have to wait and see how it works out. But it'll put a few people off because they like to just come and go to York, because they get on the train to York, walk up to the ground, and that's your limit. No problem back there. But if they bring it cars, some of them think, oh, I can't have a drink. What's the point?
I've been coming here since '64. And everybody don't want to leave, obviously, because they're used to it, they know where to park, they've got the routines and everything, and it starts all over again. But I do the opposite trip. I actually park at Monk's Cross, I get the park and ride, and come here. So if the fans take the park and ride in reverse order, it's bus every 15 minutes.
I'd like to get some kind of transport use of some of the coach companies so people can come into the club, have a drink, refreshments and such, and then go to the match. This might be a good idea as well, because unfortunately the park and ride in York, they're going to put the parking up to £10 a day for people visiting the new stadium.
Clearly people have walked past that site every day to and from work. Other people, of course, have visited it as their temple on a Saturday to watch the game. And therefore we want to make sure that their love for that ground, all the hopes that they built up on those match days, but also just their respect for it its place in the community is maintained. And therefore I think making sure we've got some features maintained from the original ground is really important. And for residents, when they speak, as I believe should always happen in all processes, that their voice is heard. Ultimately, we need to make sure we're building community, not just housing units, and make sure that space can be shared across the whole community, as it has been for the last 100 years.
If you have memories to share of Bootham Crescent or ideas about how the site should be redeveloped, please contact historic England.